yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Peace and love, peace and love. I got some stiffness. I need a massage. It's been a minute since I've had a massage. I got a massage yesterday from Mona. Um, I need a deeper massage. Full body, deep massage. Got some tightness, right? Especially after the last few days, not feeling great, being in bed. Need to loosen up. Needs to do some stretching as well. More stretching will help. But what's going on? Peace and love. Happy Friday. What's going on, champ? What's going on, Eddie? My brother, peace and love. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday. We here. The end of another week, man. The end of another week. What a week it's been. What a week it's been. No, we can't flip this thing up because it's a reverse. And so the other side is something else. It's another shirt, right? I got this. They call it the toddler outfit. People a few years ago said I got the toddler outfit. Toddlers dress the same, shirts and shorts. We rocking that today with also the bucket hat. You heard? Yes. Hip hop. Shout out hip hop. Shout out to culture. Shout out to black people. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to the brown people, the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and everybody else in the BX that was part of hip hop, man, that's been carrying the culture through the rap, through the producing, the DJing, through the graffiti, through the dancing, through all of the aspects of hip hop, all of the elements, man. Shout out to the culture. Peace and love. Mona love. What's going on, baby girl? Happy Fortune and Freedom Friday. I don't even know why I started calling it Freedom Friday. I think it rhymed. It made sense. But also, I came home on a Friday. I came home from prison on a Friday, man. It was Friday, March 9th, 2007. I walked out of Queensboro Correctional Facility on a Friday, and I haven't been back at all, man. 18 years. March coming up to be 19 years. Then we'll have 20 years. And for a guy like me, for people like me, where I come from, man, that's especially when I got in trouble so much, right? Every level of school, freaking got in trouble in nursery. 4 years old, 5 years old, got in trouble, man, fighting and, carrying on. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college. I didn't get in trouble in school, but I dropped out of school a couple of times, too many times. And got in trouble outside of school during that time, right? Just had literally like a life full of trouble at one point. Right, first 22 years of my life was filled with trouble, right? From like, let's say 4 to freaking 22, 18 years of my life, trouble, 23 even, right? 18, 19 years of my life filled with trouble. But we made the adjustments, man. Life had another plan. Life didn't, it wasn't in the cards for me to keep going back and forth to prison, for me to have that story. Right, bid after bid after bid. Because some people have bid after bid, 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. People like, yo, I did more than half of my life in prison. And I'm like, yo. And then there are clearly people who have done stretches, right? 30, 40 years, 20 years. And maybe that was just one time they got arrested, right? Like got arrested one time for a murder, for something crazy. They got arrested for something small. I know people who've got arrested for something small who had, again, 3 years, 8 years, and end up killing somebody in prison, end up doing 20, 30, 40 years, right? I know those stories. The stories are too much in our society, right? But that wasn't supposed to be my story. My story was supposed to be what it is, right? I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to be enlightening the people. I was supposed to be bringing nourishment, right? Bringing perspectives of wellness and health and love to my people, my community. And I'm really grateful, really excited. Yo, fly that shit, 59. What's going on? Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. But listen, we'll get the show started. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marcy. You are tuned into SRDaily, episode 458, Friday, September 19th, 2025. Wrapping up week 92 weeks of SRDaily, 92 weeks here, live, doing the show. Super proud of myself, super grateful. You guys know some days I didn't feel like doing the show. Today is also one of those days I had some real tough dreams last night. Tough night sleeping. Tough dreams. It was real emotional. Woke up, tears in my eyes, right? Crying throughout the night. But we here. We show up and we do what we got to do, regardless to how we may feel, right? But let's get the show started. First segment of the day, we're going to start with a word of the day. Today's word is one of my favorite words, and it is meditation. Meditation, meditation, meditation. I really wanted to define meditation for those listening out there. Meditation is defined as a practice that involves focusing or clearing your mind using a combination of mental and physical techniques. A practice in which an individual uses a technique to train attention and awareness and detach from reflective, discursive thinking, profound and extended contemplation or reflection in order to achieve focused attention or an otherwise altered state of consciousness. Let's read that one more time. Meditation is defined as a practice that involves focusing or clearing your mind using a combination of mental and physical techniques. A practice in which an individual uses a technique, right? One of those mental or physical techniques. Could be dancing, could be writing, could be sitting and breathing, could be mantra, right? A practice in which an individual uses a technique to train attention and awareness, important, also important, and detach from reflective discursive thinking. It is a profound and extended contemplation or reflection, right, in order to achieve focused attention or an otherwise altered state of consciousness. Meditation alone could change your life, dogs. Meditation alone could change your life. Promise you it can. Because it changes your mind, and it changes your heart, and it changes your energy. It changes your frequency. And when you change your inner world, your inner world, what's going on inside of you, internally, when you change that, you change your outer world. It's happenstance. It's subsequently, right? Like, just because. Right. Meditation personally has changed my life. I told you guys this. I attribute really three things to my change in thoughts, perspectives, feelings, emotions, behaviors, frequency. To my life changing is three things. One is my vision that I've always had for myself. So even though I was getting in a lot of trouble, even though I was in a lot of pain and I was causing a lot of pain, I always had a dream. I always wanted to do more. I just didn't know how to do it. I felt nobody was listening to me. People was judging me based on my behaviors, based on what I was doing, not on who I was, right? We got to separate what people do from who they are. Yes, I was getting in trouble. Yes, I was hustling in my neighborhood. Yes, I was carrying a gun. Yes, I was fighting a lot. But who was I? My uncle was saying it right now. I was always a little talker. I was always talking when I was a little boy. I was a talker. I was somebody who was inquisitive. I always wanted to ask questions. Why? How does this work? How does that work? Right? I wanted to do things. I was an inquisitive little boy who wanted to talk to people. That's who I was. I wanted to heal the world. That's who I was. I wanted to understand why things were the way they are and how we could fix them. That's who I was. My aunt, she told the story when we screened my documentary in 2022 in Queensbridge. She said, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a lion tamer, right? I wanted to be a superstar, right? And she said I wanted to be, it was something else. It was 4 things. And she was like, you're doing it all now. In different capacity, right? Lion tamer. I'm not freaking taming actual lions, but you're getting these guys in the streets, some to listen a little bit, right? To make some better decisions, right? Astronaut, you shooting for the stars, like you going really far in your life. Superstar, look, you. This one was in community center, my documentary on the big screen. She like, look, you on the big screen. It was crazy. My uncle was there. We went from screening the documentary in the community center on the screen to then just 2 years later screening it literally in the movie theater on the big screen, 75-seat theater. Everybody's seats recline. Right? People ordering food. They bringing the food to them. Dining. Meditation helped me remember. Meditation helped me get in alignment. Right? Helped me heal myself. Right? Helped me gain a better perspective on who I am. Better perspective on my mama. Right? On my dad's transition. On why things were the way they were in the why they were the way they were in the neighborhood. So it was my internal vision, right, that helped change my life. But then it was meditation, and I'm gonna add veganism. Like when I stopped eating meat, right? Not only did my body change a bit, right? I had some challenges, but my mind shifted, my compassion level shifted, right? My level of grace and just peace and harmony shifted. And so meditation is key, man. And I would say meditation is what led me to veganism, because it wasn't the other way around. It was my back pain, having to deal with the freaking excruciating back pain, 2 herniated disc, eating all of the regular foods, eating the way I've been eating, and just like, this is not working. Like, something got to give. And then my parole officer was like, yo, when I changed my diet, I changed my health. And I don't even think he was vegan, right? I don't think he didn't mention veganism. He just said, when I changed my diet, I alleviated the back pain. And for me, it was like, okay, let me stop eating certain things. Let me stop eating pork. Let me stop eating beef. And then here we are today, right? 12 years later. But yeah, man, give thanks for meditation. Please use meditation. Understand that it can change your life no matter how old you are, no matter what's going on in your life. Sitting with yourself more and more and more and more and more. I've sat with myself sometimes for an hour and a half in meditation, meditative state, just breathing, right? You may end up falling asleep. That's okay, right? That's what your body needs in that moment, all right? It's meditation. You go into a deep state of consciousness. And yeah, man, altered state, right? But let's move right along to our second segment of the day. As always, need to know news. Today's news. Listen, guys, I'm saying it again. I said it the other day, but tomorrow, Saturday, September 20th, very important date, very important event. Tomorrow evening, 5 to 7 p.m., the Conscious Kickback, policing our people. Incredibly necessary conversation, police accountability, community safety, and alternatives to mass incarceration. Very, very, very important. I cannot stress it enough. Please do be there. 5 to 7 p.m. Fit for Dance, NYC, located at 21 Snyder Avenue. There will be refreshments. Attendees will receive a $20 gift card from the organizers that's out there. The information is on the flyer. Check it out. If you can make it, please make it. Uncle, I would love to have you be part of this conversation. As someone who, experienced a lot of different things, Unc, you have a lot of different experiences, man, from your youth to your adulthood, right? And all in between. You've been a lot of places. You've seen a lot of things. You've done some things. You got family who've done some things, man. I think you got a very interesting perspective. I love when I talk to you about things like this. I love your mindset. I think you got a great understanding. I think you will add tremendous value to this conversation. So if you could make it, Uncle, please do come out. Brooklyn, 5 to 7 p.m. Plus, I would love for you to meet my fiance. She's going to be there. Mona's going to be there. Would love for you. Well, you met her. You met her at the crib. I forgot you met Kimona. You did absolutely meet her. But I would love for you to come see her again, right? And I would love to see you, man. I would love to see you. I miss you. Haven't seen you in a while. If you can make it, please come through. Eddie, of course, if you can make it, I know you'll be doing your thing around that time, but also come through. It's going to be a necessary discussion, great discussion. I got some thoughts and perspectives, right, on how do we create safety in the community without police? Can we create safety in the community without police? Do we need police? Do we? If so, to what degree? Right? Again, we were talking, we started the filming in Queensbridge on Wednesday. And it was some very interesting perspectives, right? One brother said he thinks, right, younger brother, he thinks police are needed, but they don't need to be involved in the things. They just need to like have their presence there, be on the outskirts, right? He spoke about something that a lot of us speak about. He said when there were big gatherings, right, and they're having big events and there's music and things like that, he feels safer when there's a lot of people around that he knows, even if it seems a little tense, than when police get involved. Like he feels safer without the police there than when they get involved and try to shut things down. That's when he feels it gets intense. And that's when problems end up happening. And it does. So again, everybody got different perspectives. What are we going to do with this shit? And not only, the police, the over-policing and community safety, but then alternatives to mass incarceration, solutions beyond the cell block. Is locking people up at the rate that we are locking people up, especially here in America, which has more people incarcerated than the rest of the world combined. It's insane. America has more people incarcerated than the rest of the world combined. It's fucking insane. Is it helping? Is locking people up helping? Yeah, I know my perspective. Punishment does not deter crime. The threat of punishment does not deter crime. How do I know? Because all of us in the streets know that we could go to jail, know that we could get killed, know that all these things can happen, yet we still sell drugs, we still commit robberies, we still do the fucked up shit that we do. Still. So like going to prison, now it used to be, I guess, about rehabilitation. It is not about rehabilitation anymore. It is about massively incarcerating people. It is about industry. That's what it's about. It's about free labor. And we see 14th Amendment. Nobody could be held a slave unless they committed a crime. Then you could be incarcerated. You could be held against your will. You could be forced to work for minimum wage. 6 cents a day, 15 cents a day. Yo, that's insane. People in prison create license plates. People in prison make soaps, right? Like for industry, right? They mass produce, right? People in prison, they get outside clearance. Certain prisons, they can work on the farms, right? But they're getting slave labor, slave wages. They're working on the farms. They're making sure the animals are good. They're making sure crops are good. They're working on the side of the roads, we see, right? Certain states working on the roads, cleaning trash, and so come out, please, 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 please. Locking people up does not equal transforming them, and it definitely does not equate to healing whatever community was hurt or violated. It does not mean that. We should think so. You lock people up is justice served. Is it? What is justice? Yeah, necessary conversation. I'm really excited to be part of tomorrow's conversation. I will be a conversation catalyst. Come through. Join me, join us. Shout out to the Conscious Kickback, Illy. Shout out to Fit for Dance, and their founder. I can't remember the sister's name. I seen her like twice in the last like 10 years. We had a summer camp. We had some experiences at her spot a couple years back in 2016, 2017, about 8-9 years ago. We had some stuff going on there, some dance stuff. Super dope sister, super powerful. I'm excited to be a part of that. Excited to see her and just be in community with the folks tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day for me tomorrow. I got a 10 to 3 training. So yeah, man. But I'm built for this shit. But let's move right along, folks, to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, as always, is our tip of the day. Today's tip: listen, tell people how you feel about them. Tell people how you feel about them. Show them too, right? Don't just tell them, but show them. Let them feel it, right? As best as you can. Make people feel your love for them. If you love them, right? Like let them feel it. If you admire them, tell them, right? Show them, right? As much as you can, right? If whatever the capacity is. Tell people how you feel, man. Don't hold grudges. Please don't hold grudges. Like talk that shit out, work that shit out, or let it go. I often say there are people who have grudges against me, and they're holding things that I know that if I was to go today or tomorrow, some of those people, maybe not all of them, but some of them will be fucking devastated. I know that shit. Because that's how it works. Right? People always think they got more time. No, I ain't talking to this person right now. And mind you, it's a difference between not wanting to talk to somebody and feeling like you should, feeling like you really want to talk to them, but no, because of this, because they need to do this, or because, right? That's different than saying, yo, I'm not dealing with that person anymore. And you're really over it. Like there's some people like, I'm just over it. I'm perfectly fine if something happened to them. Yes, I may cry, but it won't be. It's a difference between crying because, damn, this person really passed away, as opposed to, I wish I had more time. I should have said all of this stuff. I shouldn't have been like this. That's different. There's nobody right now in my life who I don't speak to, who if something happened to them, would there be any regrets about, I should have, would have, could have. That's not where I'm at. I make peace. Right. I don't stop talking to people unless like it's literally like I'm done. I can still love you, have love for you, but I have no desire to communicate with you. I have some family members I really have no desire to communicate with. Love them. Something happened, I will show up at the funeral. I will cry. People need help paying for things. I will help pay for things, but it will be no regret. It will be no, I wish I should have, could have, would have. I know I've seen it many times in my life. Don't know if you guys have seen it. I've seen when somebody lost a grandmother and The whole time the grandmother was trying to get them to spend more time with them, and they was too busy working, too busy with their love life, too busy playing around, clubbing, partying, doing whatever, hanging out. Now, when grandma passed, they brokenhearted because they wish they would have spent more time with grandma. They wish they would have spent more time with grandma. They wish they would have spent more time. They wish they would have went over there more. They wish they would have helped them more. They wish they would have been there more. But you can't fucking go back, man. So like, let this shit go, right? Let it go. Like, talk that shit out, work that shit out, move on. Move on if nothing could be healed in a particular relationship, right? Don't force, don't try to control, and learn to accept things for what they are. Yes, of course, make effort to right wrongs, make effort to make connection, make efforts. But recognize when those efforts are not in alignment with what you really want to be doing or what another person wants to be doing. So be wise, be mindful, right? Be as clear-headed as possible, and always use your best discernment, right? And effort is important. Like some family members I'm talking about, like I've made efforts throughout my life, throughout my youth and throughout my adulthood. I've made efforts to make a relationship work a certain way, a way that I would have liked it to work at a certain time, right? But those efforts weren't really matched. And so after a certain amount of efforts, still feeling like, oh, this person has this person, they're not ready, right, to accept things. They're not ready to move on. They're not ready to let go of the grudge. They're not ready to let go of whatever it is that they're holding. So you know what? I can't force them, so I let it go. I release it to the universe. Peace be with you. If it's meant for us to connect later on, right? And these family members, not that I will speak to them. I've seen them and I've spoken and I've showed love. I've given hugs. But it's no, and I've sent it to you. I hope you're okay. If I think about you, I'm gonna send a text message. But it's no attachment. It's no like, oh, it gotta be like this. No, it's listen, I'm gonna honor my thoughts, my feelings. If I think about you, I'm gonna message you, I'm gonna communicate with you. If I think there's something you should know, I'm gonna share it with you. All right. But I'm not trying to make anything other than what it is. If it grows, if something happens naturally, I'm open. I'm always open. I'm open to shifts in perspective. I'm open to shifts in relationship dynamics. But I like to be wise. Practice what I talk about, right? Talk about only what I practice. This is some shit I practice regularly. And so I think is important, right? So yeah, that's third segment, tip of the day. Let's move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day before we get out of here. Seth Fusi and Kofa, peace and love, my brother. What's going on? Thank you for tuning into the show. Fourth segment, build of the day. Today's build. Yo, follow Pierre. What's going on? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. Be the change in your community. Being the change in your community. Becoming the change in your community. Ask yourself, what don't I like about my neighborhood? What do I not like about my community? What bothers me where I live? Then ask yourself, what can I do about this? And then do it. It's that simple, right? It could be as simple as playing better music. If you think the music is too terrible and the young people aren't, they're being influenced, like play better music when you're outside. Go outside. Play better music, right? It could be as simple as picking up trash. Even if you're not go outside, in your apartment, in your house, right? Like play better music, right? Pick up some trash, right? Or too much litter. Pick some stuff up, right? Talk to some youth or elders, youth and elders, right? Talk to some people. All right, but everybody could do something. And then on the flip side, not just what don't I like in my community, what do I love in my community? What do I enjoy about this community, right? And then like do more of that. Participate in more of that. Y'all really love how, we got so many community events. Be involved. Be more involved. Add more community events, right? Like everybody could do something. Everybody has a role to play, and everybody can contribute positively to their community. Everybody, every single person, no matter how old you are, no matter what your ability or disability level is, you can do something, right? Even if you don't have the same faculties as everybody else, maybe you're blind, maybe you're deaf, right? Maybe you're in a wheelchair, right? Like you have physical, like, and clearly I understand some people have some extreme challenges and they're really not able to participate. And like, cool. But for the great majority, even with challenges, we can do something, right? We could teach a neighbor's child our language, right? Like we could watch, we could help somebody to the store, we could like help pay for something, right? For somebody, like we can all do something. Listen, if you have to live in a neighborhood, if you have to live in a community, be an active member. Be actively engaged in your community. Listen, I meet so many people. I've met so many people who live in Queensbridge, and it makes me really sad. They live in Queensbridge, and they've lived in Queensbridge for a long time, 20, 30, 40 years, some their whole entire life, and they do not engage in the community. They would rather be living somewhere else. And I get that. I get wanting to live somewhere else, wanting to move, not really wanting to live here because of the whatever, the buildings, the management, whatever's going on. I get not wanting to live there, wishing you live somewhere else. I understand that. But you go wish on a star all day, right? People who wish they didn't live there for 40 years and they didn't put themselves in a position to move. How and I understand that, right? Complacency. But if you're there, be involved. If you're there, contribute positively. If you're there, and if you're not moving, you're not able to move, and you gotta live there, don't be miserable. Don't just complain all day. Don't be that person that complains about the community but does nothing and expects everybody else to do something. Oh, they should be doing this. No, what are you doing? What can you do? You got money, you got time, you got energy, you got ideas, you got resources, right? You got a home, right? You got a car. What do you have? What can you do to contribute positively to your neighborhood? Ask yourself that seriously. What can I do? You don't like the rats? What can you do about it? You don't like the children outside being loud? What can you do about it? You don't like that the elders are unsafe? What can you do about it? Right? What can you do about it? You don't like the freaking buildings, the management, the apartments falling apart? What can you do about it? And of course, not saying that you are the only one, but start to think, what can I do about it? Because I promise you, when you ask yourself that and you start to strive to do something, you're going to find somebody else who has a similar passion, a similar interest, a similar complaint, and they're trying to figure, either they're doing something or they're trying to figure out what to do. And two heads are better than one. You come together, boom, that's when magic happens. When two or more are there, when two or more gathered, there I am. Spirit is there. Spirit is there. When two or more people agree and say this should be done, boom, it's done. Just do it. It's that simple. It's not easy, of course, but it's simple enough, right? Don't be that person. A lot of people complain about the neighborhood. A lot of people complain about where they live, about every aspect, from the internal to the external. They're complaining about it all, but they're doing nothing about it. They think everybody else should fix it. It's that person's responsibility. It's those people's responsibility. It's that person's responsibility. It's the government's responsibility. It's the president's responsibility. Dog, it's your responsibility. You are a human. You are alive. You are, especially if you're an adult, right? You could do something. You know, like the fact that children, open up your apartment, let them come into your crib. Invite, you got how much space you got? You could invite 5, 6 young people to your crib, spend a few hours playing a game, reading, talking, watching something. You could do that. Do that. Get them off the street. You can do that. If you can, right? If that's not something you can do, then do something else, right? But figure it out, please, because like we need each other. Our young people need us, right? Our young people need us. Our young people want us to be involved, right? They want us to be part of what they're doing. They want to welcome us in. They want us to show love. They want to show us love. Don't shut yourself out. Don't shut yourself down. Don't shut the community down. Don't be the person that complains about everything but does nothing to make improvement. No, you got power. You got more power than you think. Use that power. Use that strength. Be responsible. Be responsible. Be a responsible adult. Be accountable. Even though somebody once said, right, it's like, yeah, the conditions you were born into is not your fault, but how you go is your responsibility. So you moved into a community. You was born in a community. Things were a certain way. Wasn't your fault. But at a certain point, how they end up is 100% your responsibility. So are you part of the solution or are you part of the problem? Real question for you to ask yourself. You don't got to answer me. I ain't nobody, right? I'm just me. You don't got to answer me, but ask yourself the question and dig and see what you find. All right. But guys, listen, that is our show. That's our show on this beautiful Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. This is episode 458 of SR Daily, closing out week 92, 92 consecutive weeks, 92 consistent weeks of producing the show, of hosting the show, man. 4 different topics every single day. Is a lot to make this shit happen. Takes a lot of energy. It's talking, 30 minutes of talking, all right, of shifting brains, of talking about this and talking about that. You guys have seen me. We've had some moments when there's been some extremely sad moments on the show where I've cried on this show and then had to switch to a different topic, to a different subject. And so, yeah, man, it takes a lot, but we're doing this shit. We do this shit because we love this shit, because it's who we are. And listen, man, thank you so much. 458 episodes in the books, 92 weeks in the books. Please do join us right back here next week, same time, same place, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live next week. Week 93, we're getting closer and closer to 100 weeks, closer and closer to 500 episodes. Our next milestone, live studio audience, is going down. I'm really excited. But guys, listen, remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love. Mona Love, be great and make it a great one. We love you. I love you too. Peace and love. Thank you guys. I holla. See you next week.